This is the non-music version of my original video. Original video is linked down below.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Hey guys, it's Faith. Welcome back to my channel. So this video is for any artist, non-artist, no matter what skill level you are. And I just wanted to come on here and teach you what color theory is. So I'm sure a lot of you who are into art and drawing and all of that have heard of color theory and have heard people saying it online. But if you're anything like me, you have probably been trying to wrap your head around it and figure out, like, what do you mean? What is color theory? So I did some research into it, and it's clear as to why it's confusing, because there's multiple parts to it and multiple aspects of what this is. So I'm going to break it down a bit, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. So basically you start with the color wheel. The color wheel is important in color theory, obviously, because it's the colors. So part of the color wheel is the primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. And then we get to the secondary colors, which are the primary colors mixed. And they're orange, purple, and green. And then the last level of colors is called tertiary colors. And then that's just any mixture of secondary colors and in different amounts. It could also be like multiple colors mixed. Like let's say you mix a lot of blue with a little bit of purple, things like that. And no, color theory is not just the color wheel. That's just one part of it. So basically, color theory is having to do with our perception of colors and the way that they're mixed and how they interact with each other, and also the emotions that specific colors make us feel. Let me break it down a bit more. So I'll start with one of the biggest aspects of it, which is actually the one that's referenced to a lot online. And when someone says color theory, this is usually what they're referring to. It's basically the way the colors interact with each other. So let's say you're making a realistic drawing or painting, or whatever, and now you're about to color in the drawing. So instead of using one color or two colors, like one for the dark area and one for the skin, there would be multiple colors you use for different spots, and they're colors you may not expect to use, like darker than you would expect. It all has to do with lighting, the color of the lighting, and there's usually a lot of different colors you need to use and mix to make a realism type of art piece. This will all make a lot more sense once I give you examples after I'm done explaining all this, by the way. It also has to do with like where the lighting is coming from and where the darkness is coming in, and what colors do you use to get that point across. So the human eye can like see that that's what's happening, that darkness is coming from that end and the lighting is shining in on the opposite area of your drawing or the person you're making or object you're making. And it also has to do with the mixing and layering of the colors you're using and the way that you mix them and place them next to each other to create the illusion of realism. Oh, and then it also talks about this, which is pretty important, like how it's not the color that you would expect to be using. So having to do with lighting, temperature, and shadows and things like that. So it talks about where the light source is coming in, the color that you're going to like, okay, let me use this as an example, like you're making a face and the lighting is coming in from the right. So now you're making the light illuminate on the skin from the right side on that area, but you're not just going to simply the color of that lighting area, just a lighter color of the skin. You're going to have to do it relating to the color of the light source. So let's say there's like blue lighting. You need to like mix that with the skin color at a certain point. It needs to shine on the person like it would in real life. You can't just make it the lighter color of the skin. The light will still shine as blue on the skin. This is also the same with the shadow. It's also going to come off as a complementary color as the light source. You really need to think of what colors you're going to be using and where you're going to be putting the colors and what spots the shadows will be, where the lighting's going to be shining on your drawing. So this is usually what they're referring to with color theory. And this third one isn't really usually what they're talking about, but this is having to do with the mood that the colors make you feel, like the mood that they give off, or the emotion they entail. Basically, it's the theory that certain colors invoke specific emotions in people. In my opinion, one example of this would be like in fast food restaurants or fast food chains and things like that. So I've heard before that the colors red and yellow, well, I think it's red mainly, is a color that can make you feel hungry. So you see the red on like Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever, and now you feel hungry, like that's the type of feeling it invokes. In my research, I've read in an article by the visual inspector, it breaks the color theory up into 3 simple parts, which are the color wheel, color harmony, and color scheme. We already went over the color wheel, which is primary, secondary, and tertiary. And color harmony we went over as well, which is combining colors in a visually appealing way and using the color wheel to identify relationships between the colors or hues. So the color of the lighting and what color it shows on the skin or the object, or how it appears on the object, and the darkness and lightness of colors and where to use them. And then color scheme is the emotions that certain colors usually make us feel. Oh, and this also is something used in interior design. For example, where you may choose cooler, more toned down colors for maybe a hangout area so you can emanate like a relaxing feeling or vibe. It all just has to do with which colors make us feel a certain way. So I hope this makes it simpler for people and helps them understand. I'm trying my best here. I'm not great at explaining these things, but I'm really trying to explain every part. And now I'm going to get on to showing examples. Alright, so we're going to start off with something simple. For the first one, I'm just going to do a ball with yellow with yellow lighting shining onto it. So, like, let's say there's a yellow light bulb. And I don't know if I added it yet, but in the corner, something I like to do is like a little dot or circle to show which way the lighting will be coming in from, like which way the light source is. It kind of just helps you figure out where you want the light to shine onto, like which end or which side or whatever, which angle. So I put a little like circle in the top right corner, which you'll see when I move my hand. As you can see, I'm slowly incorporating yellow into the orange, so I started pressing more lightly with the orange as I went further up and using a lighter orange, and then I mixed the yellow in that middle part, and then slowly started turning it to yellow. And the original color of the ball is meant to be orange, and then it's the lighting that's yellow. So I'm just mixing them at a certain point. And this picture is also pretty easy for anyone to make, no matter what your skill level is. Like whether you're a beginner or a professional at this point. I'm also just using a basic blending stick. And honestly, I don't love these because I don't really know how to explain it. Like when you get color at the end of the stick and then I don't really know how to get it off. I don't know how to get rid of it. Because then when I try to use the blending stick for something else, it ruins the color of whatever else I'm blending in. I've tried to sharpen it and that didn't really work. It kind of just ruins it. And I've tried to peel off the first layer of paper and that also doesn't work because then the whole thing just unravels. And there are other ways to blend, by the way. Like there's other methods. But if anyone knows how to clean them, please let me know down below, like in the comments. Thank you. Anyways, now I'm just going to make the opposite end darker. And then in a second, I'm going to add a shadow. from this same end that I'm working on right now. I've actually always kind of sucked at doing shadows, so we'll just see how this goes. I mean, I don't think it comes out great. I think a lot of other people are way better at this than me and really know what they're doing. I've never fully understood how to do this, but I mean, I'm better than I used to be, at least. I'm just not really how to do shadows proficiently. But, you know, this is the best it's gonna get. Anyway, I was trying to add like the illumination of the yellow on the table. And we're just gonna pretend that this ball is on a white table, because that was just the easiest thing to do for now for this example. Oh, and also don't question the table being uneven. We're not gonna talk about that. Oh, so I'm sorry there's like an earthquake every time I like mix the colors or erase something or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Oh, I guess I'm showing where the lighting's coming in, but yeah. I hope this is like helps you understand. Anyways, this next one is the one that most people do, I feel like. And that little circle in the corner, that's where the light's coming in on the right, upper right side. So for this one, I'm just doing simple white lighting shining onto her face. So see how dark I'm making it? But usually it's not what you would usually expect to put, but it comes together in the end, and that's how you make a realistic image. Not that I'm the best at realism, but I'm trying, I'm getting there, but I won't lie, it's not the easiest thing to do. You know, you just have to know how dark to make things and what colors to use. Even though it may seem like you don't have to make it that dark. And I think that's actually what a lot of people get confused on when it comes to color theory. Like, why are we making it that dark if that's not our skin tone? But it makes sense when it comes together. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this really isn't a very easy thing to do. But, like, unless you get the hang of it. But still, it's a lot of, like, layering and different colors that you're using. And going over again and again to get it perfect. And then you have to blend it and try to make it not look all crazy. It doesn't always go great, I won't lie. I did 2 others before this. And I kind of just completely hated them at the end. So I just threw both away. Or I just didn't use both. And guys, I definitely don't recommend taking like a year-long break from drawing seriously. Because I did that like last year. And then it took me a while to get the hang of it again when I came back. Like, I still had the talent, sort of. But like, it took a while to get used to it again and really understand what I was doing. It's not like I really even wanted to take that break, but like, I was just losing the passion for it. And I think it was mainly because of art classes and things like that, because you don't have as much of the freedom, and then it feels more like a chore, drawing and stuff. Like, you need to get it done, there's a deadline and whatever, which, I mean, yeah, that's how it is if you really want a job in it, but it was like a very controlling place, a very controlling type thing, so I was like, nah, not into it anymore. I couldn't get myself to really want to do it. Oh, and by the way, you may know this, but eyes aren't supposed to be just like plain white. Usually you have to like shade around them a bit and make them more like gray or like blue or whatever, depending on the reflection. And the part that you do want to be white is the reflection in the eye, though. Or whatever color the light is. Anyway, now I'm using the Prismacolor white pencil, which is good for like going over other colors. And I'm just making the hair shiny. This could definitely be done better, but I think I was kind of rushing. Plus, this wasn't like the main thing I was trying to show. I was trying to show what I did with the skin. But yeah. I also used a paint marker for the main reflection on the hair. Anyway, here she is. Alright, the next thing we're going over is color scheme. For this one, I'm doing a comparison between two logos that I made up. Random like restaurant that I completely made up. I don't know if it's relating to any real one. But for the first one, I used more like lighter colors. I didn't use any reds or yellows, really. A little bit of a yellow, but, you know. So those colors are more like cool down, more like, I don't know, they're giving off like daycare, kind of. And then for this one down here, I used the, I guess you could say, correct colors. So I used red, which is the color that, it's usually the one that makes you feel more hungry. And then yellow gives you like, oh, don't mind that remote you just saw. Anyway, the yellow gives off like friendliness. So let me know down below which one you'd rather eat at, which one makes you feel more hungry, which one draws you in more. I also asked my little sister which one she'd rather eat at, and she actually said the, I guess, correct one, the red one. Anyway, this next one we're doing is blue lighting, and this is the last one we're gonna do. So this one's actually a lot harder, and I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time really trying this blue lighting, because I never have done any other lighting besides white, really. So it's supposed to be as if there's like a blue light bulb or some type of blue lighting shining onto her skin. And it was actually pretty hard. Anyway, right now I'm doing like the shadow part, and now I'm starting to make it look lighter. Alright, time for the scary part. This is the part where we're adding the blue. And it's gonna look kind of terrible right now. You're not gonna be able to see that it's blue light. But, I mean, honestly, I don't even know if you can tell that it's blue light after. Like, I'm not great at this specific type, you know, because I don't have a lot of experience in it. But, I mean, I haven't been drawing for much recently. Like, before, I only just started again, kind of, like, a few months ago. So, I wouldn't call myself, like, professional, but I think I know what I'm doing to, like, kind of understand what I'm doing here, but, you know, it's not the best. With blue lighting, though, and different colored lighting, I am definitely not very skilled in that area yet. But, you know, considering that, I think it actually came out as good as it could. As of right now, like, I think it didn't come out that terrible. So, like, I don't know, I can't promise that it's perfect or fully correct. So maybe just don't use my video if you really want to learn how to do, like, different colored lighting. I mean, unless you think it looks good enough, maybe compare it to a real picture. I did try to look at a real picture at one point, but maybe I should have looked more. But yeah, maybe just don't use my video for that, I guess. But, you know, I think it's okay, though. I think, you know, it's just up to you. I'm just trying my best here. I mean, I don't want to say don't look at mine for examples and stuff, because I think it came out pretty good, but some other people that I asked didn't really realize it was blue light. So, oh, by the way, I have no idea what's happening with the lighting. Like, the lighting in the actual room that I'm filming in. It was going from, like, red to white. I don't know. I hope that doesn't bother anyone. I'm sorry if it does. Still kind of trying to find the best place for me to do these videos. By the way, what I said about the eyes earlier, same goes for the teeth. You don't want them to be perfectly white, unless someone has, like, veneers, like, you know, JoJo Siwa. But, you know, it's definitely not very natural. I don't think it's really a normal thing. They're technically not supposed to be white, but, I mean, if they are, I mean, I'm sure it's possible. Usually you just add colors, like, depending on the lighting, and, like, slight yellows, like off yellows and gray colors. I'm sorry I'm putting it sideways, by the way. Sometimes it's just easier to draw certain parts that way, so I have a habit of doing that. Oh, and this next part was really fun to do, and it's really satisfying to watch as well. The braid. Oh, I love doing that so much. That was my favorite part. Especially sped up, it looks really cool. Oh, and the edges are actually fun to do as well. Alright, this is her finished. I hope she looks okay. I hope you can tell it's blue lighting. At least when I say it, anyway. My cousin told me she looks like a ghost. I don't know. But I'm just hoping the blue lighting comes across at least a bit. I'm not sure. I hope this taught you the 3 parts of color theory: color wheel, color harmony, and color scheme. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. And please consider liking and subscribing. Bye bye!